to print.
Oh, so it'll match your dress.
I really like flamingos, so I was looking at the flamingo cages, and on the grass it had like statues and skeletons of flamingos with lights around it. I like the tiger ones because I kind of like tigers.
The Gay Man's Choir of LA's a cappella group Aftershock helped celebrate the zoo's bigger, newer, and improved light show. Also on hand, American Idol finalist Kimberly Caldwell, LAFC soccer player Jordan Harvey, and Fox 11's Julie Chang. And guess who else will be hanging around the zoo all season? Santa. He's got his own Santa cabin for greeting kids, both naughty and nice.
We have this beautiful outdoor environment that allows for this connection with your family and your friends while you are looking at these amazing light shows and being transformed.
You'll still find the big-time favorites like the Twinkle Tunnel. Only this year it's gotten, well, twinklier.
Why I like the tunnel? Because there's a lot of lights and it's pretty. I like the one that's over there. That's a disco ball. That's over there when you're coming through that part.
The LA Zoo lights will continue to glow, shine, and twinkle from now until January 5th.
It's Christmas in Los Angeles. You know, we don't get all the snow, so we get these lights.
To find out more, go to lazoolights.org. Underserved kids interested in a music career were treated to a free music industry career fair, where they got to meet some industry heavyweights and learn what it takes to break in.
I can truly be myself with music. I can't wait to see what comes out of this.
We are here at the Wiltern Theater for the All Access Fest. This is Music Forward's industry career fair, ensuring that all young people have access into the industry, spark discovery around jobs, and be able to start charting their own stories and pathways into the future.
It's good to have connections and know people, and they said there would be like job fairs, so I would be able to see colleges and opportunities.
Taking control of your lives, discovering things today, sparking things for yourselves, and starting to chart your own stories here in the music industry.
Grab the family and get ready for the next Ciclavia. Enjoy the magic and wonder of the LA Zoo lights and take in a family-friendly concert at Union Station. All this and things to do. The LA Zoo wants to get you and the family in the holiday spirit. Join other Angelinos as you walk through the entire zoo after sunset and take in the holiday decorations. There's food, drinks, and plenty of great photo opportunities. Bring the family and enjoy zoo lights. You'll also get to see the world's largest illuminated pop-up storybook. Zoo Lights runs nightly at the LA Zoo now through January 5th. For more info, visit lazoo.org. Looking for a family-friendly concert? Well, look no further because Union Station has the perfect concert for the whole family. Come and enjoy the Winter Wonderland theme with some Santa selfies, holiday-themed arts and crafts, and interactive games. The fun starts at 6:30 p.m. on Friday, December 6th. There will also be a musical guest and free cocoa. For more info, visit unionstationla.com. Councilmember Bob Blumenfield invites you to join him for Ciclavia the Valley, a family-friendly event to open up Sherman Way from Canoga Park through Winnetka and into Reseda for a 5-mile stretch of open streets. Bring your friends to bike, skateboard, run, or walk Sherman Way with Councilmember Blumenfield, taking place on December 8th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. To learn more, visit ciclavia.org. And that's a look at some things to do. That's it for this edition. I'm Yana Kay. From all of us here at LA This Week, thanks for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more of LA This Week.
Okay, good morning. Good morning. Everybody take a seat. Shh. If everyone would please take a seat. Would like to welcome you to City Hall, this City Council. Today is Tuesday, December 3rd. We have a quorum. Would you like to call the roll?
Blumenfield, Bonin, Buscaino, Cedillo, Harris Dawson, Weezer, Koretz, Krikorian, Lee, Martinez, O'Farrell, Price, Rodriguez, Rue, Wesson, 14 members and a quorum, Mr. President.
Okay, first order of business.
Approval of the minutes?
Martinez moves, Rodriguez seconds. Next.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Mr. Weezer moves, Mr. Koretz seconds. That brings us where?
Mr. President, today is Tuesday and time for the flag salute.
Okay, if we could all rise, I'm going to ask Miss Martinez to lead us in our flag salute today.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. President. When we all rise, please, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go through the agenda now.
Items 1 through 4 are items noticed for public hearing. Mr. President, there is a request to continue item 1 and 3 to tomorrow, Wednesday, December 4th.
So ordered.
And items 2 and 4 should be held for cards, sir.
Well, that's exactly what we'll do, so move on.
Items 5 through 21 are items for which public hearings have been held. The Rules, Elections, and Intergovernment Relations Committee report for item 21 has been submitted, posted, circulated, and is before council. And there is a request to hold item 21 on the desk, sir.
Yes, let's do that and prepare to vote on the remaining items. Please open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
Thank you.
Next is item 22, and that is an item for which public hearings have not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
So without objection, that item is now before this body.
Mr. President, that item should be held because there are cards on that item.
Then we will do that as well. Next.
Mr. President, that takes council back to items called special or general public comment, sir.
Okay, at this point in time, why don't we take up item 21? And I believe I need to turn this over to you. All right, so now you are in charge. Mr. Spindler, one more outburst. This is a very important day. One more outburst, and you will be removed.
Good morning. My name is Holly Walcott, and it is my pleasure to be of service to you this morning as your city clerk. I will be officiating over this morning's procedures. Item 21 that is before us today is a Rules, Elections, and Intergovernmental Relations Committee report relative to the removal of the Council President per his request effective January 5th, 2020, and the election of the Council President and the President Pro Tem. Council will take 4 separate votes. The first vote is to suspend Council Rule 3 in order to allow the vote to take place today, and to set the effective date of the Council President's removal and replacement as January 5th, 2020. The second vote, pursuant to the Rules, Elections, and Intergovernmental Relations Committee report, is to remove Mr. Herb Wesson as Council President per his request, effective January 5th, 2020, and to call for the election today of a new Council President, also to be effective January 5th, 2020. The third vote, pursuant to the Rules, Elections, and Intergovernmental Relations Committee report, is to elect a new council president effective January 5th, 2020. Councilmember Nury Martinez has been nominated for the position. And the last vote, pursuant to the Rules, Elections, and Intergovernmental Relations Committee report, is to elect a new council president pro tem, also to be effective January 5th, 2020. Councilmember Joe Buscaino has been nominated for that position. I will proceed with the first vote, which is to suspend Council Rule number 3. Open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
Thank you, that passes. Vote number 2 will be to remove President Herb Wesson per his request and call for today's election. Before proceeding, President Wesson, would you like to address the council?
Thank you for that opportunity. I think I'm going to save that for December 11th, but I do want to just thank everybody.
Thank you, Council President. Let's proceed with vote number 2, which is to remove Herb Wesson as council president per his request, effective January 5th, 2020, and to call for the election today of a new council president, also to be effective January 5th, 2020. Open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
Thank you, that passes. Vote number 3 is to elect a new council president effective January 5th, 2020. It has been the tradition of the City Council to conduct the election of council president by a voice vote conducted in alphabetical order, and unless I hear an objection, we are prepared to proceed in this fashion. Councilmember Nury Martinez has been nominated for this position. As the council clerk calls your name, please state the name of the council member you are voting for to be president of the City Council effective January 5th, 2020. Madam Clerk, please proceed with the vote.
Blumenfield.
Proud to support our first Latina council president, Nury Martinez.
Bonin.
Izzy's mom, my friend, Nury Martinez.
Buscaino.
Proud to be a part of her story. I support Nury Martinez.
Harris Dawson.
Ms. Nury Martinez.
Weezer.
Follow Zacatecana, Nury Martinez.
Koretz.
Well, like everyone else, I am very proud to support my good friend Nury Martinez.
Krikorian.
Proud to support a woman of strength and compassion, our friend, our sister, Nury Martinez.
Lee.
My friend for many years, Nury Martinez.
Martinez.
I gotta think about this. Of course, I accept the nomination. Thank you.
O'Farrell.
Proud to support my future former seatmate and fierce Latina sister, Nury Martinez.
Price.
Thank you, colleagues. Today we have another colossal opportunity to create a powerful moment in history, to write a chapter that's going to live forever and change the life of our city. For a long time, all her life, Nury has fought to gain a seat at the table. And today, we have a chance to put her at the head of that table. I support Nury Martinez for president.
Rodriguez.
Proud to support you in making herstory in the city of Los Angeles. I support Nury Martinez.
Rue.
Very, very proud to support my friend, Nury Martinez.
Wesson.
It is with pride that I rise to support Nury Martinez.
The vote is 14-0. The matter passes.
By unanimous vote, Councilmember Nury Martinez By unanimous vote, Council Member Nury Martinez has been elected as the new president of the City Council effective January 5th, 2020. I will now yield the chair back to the Council President Wesson, who will conduct vote number 4.
Okay, let's take another very important vote. This vote is for President Pro Tem of this great body. It is my understanding that Mr. Joe Steve Buscaino's name has been entered into the record. So, Madam Clerk, why don't we have a roll call vote again? And I believe we start with Mr. Blumenfield.
Go, go, my friend Joe Buscaino.
Bonin.
Son of Italy, a son of San Pedro, Giuseppe Buscaino.
Buscaino.
I would be honored and privileged to serve this body as its President Pro Tem. Thank you.
Harris Dawson.
Joseph Buscaino.
Weezer.
Joe Jose Buscaino.
Kuretz.
Some guy from San Pedro? Joe Buscaino.
Krikorian.
Joe Buscaino.
Lee.
My Italian-American brother, Joe Buscaino.
Martinez.
My friend Joe Buscaino.
O'Farrell.
President of the 4,000-member National League of Cities, Joe Buscaino.
Price.
Let's go, Joe.
Rodriguez.
My favorite karaoke partner, Mr. Joe Buscaino.
Rue.
My brother, Joey B.
Wesson.
Wesson Joe Buscaino.
The vote is 14-0 and the matter passes.
All right, let's give Mr. Buscaino a round of applause. Mr. Buscaino, I know you're running around getting hugs at this point in time, and deservedly so, but this is an opportunity for you to address this body for a few minutes. The floor is yours, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, thank you to each and every one of you for your support. I'm so proud to be a part of this new leadership here in City Hall with the historic election of the first Latina Los Angeles City Council President, Nury Martinez. I'm so excited to be standing alongside you, Nury, as you lead this council in the new decade. It's time for challenges and opportunities, and I truly believe that Council President-elect Martinez is just who we need at this moment in time. Over these 6 years that I have worked with Council President-elect Martinez, I've learned that we share many of the same values instilled in us by our immigrant parents. The importance of family, of community, and hard work in getting you to where you are today. In fact, I stand here with my father. This year marked the 50th anniversary, September 9th, 1969, where he landed in this great city, a city that provided him and my mother an opportunity, immigrants who came from Italy to fish the waters along our coast. I stand here as well with my wife, who's been so supportive over the course of the last 7 years, and it has been challenging, as we all know, being married to an elected official in the greatest city of this country. And that comes with pride and joy, as well as some challenges, as we all know, trying to balance family and work. And Jay, I love you, and I can't thank you enough for your ongoing support and being my partner along this journey. As you know, colleagues, I spent this last 15 years of my career, the first 15 years of my career, on the front line of public safety as an LAPD officer, where I learned the need for urgent response to crisis. And while I saw the city respond to public safety emergencies with such incredible urgency and coordination, I've been constantly frustrated watching the pace at which we respond to other civic problems. We can get a police car or ambulance on scene in under 5 minutes, but getting a broken sidewalk fixed can take over 70 years. We must bridge the gap in response time, because the quicker we respond to 311 calls, the less likely they turn into 911 calls. So I want all of us to lead, colleagues, with that sense of urgency, because the challenges we face in Los Angeles cannot wait. And as your President Pro Tem, I will lead this council the same way. Wisdom is not found in certainty. Wisdom is trying to find out what is right rather than trying to always be right. We have many problems to solve in this city, and we can do it more effectively if we're open to new points of view, new information, and new ideas. I look forward to a constant evaluation and re-evaluation of our policy solutions to city's problems. We cannot shy away from our charter-mandated duty to conduct oversight of city departments and ensure resources are being deployed efficiently and effectively. We cannot be afraid to admit that we don't always have all the answers, but we must commit to finding the answers and being dynamic in our responses to public needs. It's okay if we don't always agree, because we represent different cultures, different neighborhoods, and different needs, and we can't have the perfect be the enemy of the good. Finally, I want to thank Council President Wesson for your leadership and guidance these past 8 years. Herb, under your leadership, you have steered this council through many policies and legislation that have improved the lives of all Angelenos. You've been a mentor and friend. I can't thank you enough, and we could not have accomplished all that we have without your steady hand on the wheel of this ship. I look forward to the challenges and the opportunities of our new decade. I also want to thank my mentor and friend, Mayor Garcetti, who's joined us. Thank you, Eric, for your constant love and guidance over the years. I look forward to partnering with you, of course, alongside our Council President-elect, Martinez. Thank you, colleagues. I love you, and I can't thank you enough for this opportunity.
Ms. Martinez, would you like to say a few words? Ladies and gentlemen, we did make history. One more big round of applause. We are the city of LA. That's what we do. Floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, colleagues. I want to thank you for your continued confidence in me, Mr. President. I want to thank you for assisting this council and guiding us to do the right thing every time we come into these chambers and take a difficult vote. I want to thank you, Mr. President, for your mentorship and your friendship and helping us get to this point today. I would be remiss to say that the choices that we make sometimes are very difficult. The voices that we take, the votes that we take are incredibly difficult. But President Herb Wesson has demonstrated time and time again his commitment to this council and his commitment to the 4 million people that reside in our city. I want to give him a huge round of applause of appreciation for the 8 years of steady, fast leadership in the city council. I'm also very proud to point out that Council President Herb Wesson was the first African-American city council president in the city's history, and that also deserves a huge round of applause. And sir, as such, you have nominated me to be the first Latina president of the Los Angeles City Council. I want to thank Mr. Buscaino for serving with our leadership team. It's been a pleasure serving with you, sir. You not only bring a different perspective from the harbor, but you also do it with an amazing sense of humor as we're trying to figure this all out. So congratulations on being elected President Pro Tem of the Los Angeles City Council. I look forward to working alongside you to ensure that we're dealing with every single concern that comes to us, but more than anything, I want to congratulate you and your beautiful family that are here this morning. Congratulations, my friend. And colleagues, I want to thank all of you for entrusting in me and supporting me as we take this as we mark the new chapter here on the Los Angeles City Council. Every single one of you has a different perspective of how to deal with difficult issues, but I also know that every single one of you takes your task at hand incredibly serious. And as difficult as some of our issues might be, I am very, very honored to serve with each and every one of you. Colleagues, today I come to you as a proud product of the Los Angeles Unified District and a proud product of immigrant parents from the state of Zacatecas. I come to you as a proud daughter of a dishwasher and a factory worker. Every time I talk about my parents, I talk about their dedication to this country, the amazing parents that I was very fortunate to get, and I talk about their commitment to their 2 daughters. I talk about my father, who was a dishwasher, who never drove a day in his life, and would take the bus from Pacoima to Sherman Oaks 6 days out of the week. He would wake up at 4 in the morning, get home around 7 o'clock in the evening, and he did it 6 days out of the week. I talk about me being a little girl and having standing on the corner of Pala and Louvre waiting for my father to come home every day because I was always so worried about him taking mass transit and making sure that he got to his family every day. I talk about my mother who's not feeling well today, but she's watching me on TV at home. I talk about the incredible strength of my mother, the factory worker, the woman that would apply across the street to that factory job every single day to ensure that her kids were able to get medical insurance, to ensure that she was represented by a union, and to ensure that back in the 80s and 90s she was being paid $15 an hour. That was my mother. The reason we have a home is because of my mother. The reason our family was able to move forward is because my mother felt so strongly about ensuring that her children got a good education, that her children felt the love for this community and the love for this country. That is who my mother is. My father is not here today, and I mourn him every single day. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think of my dad. My dad would be so proud today. But colleagues, my father guides me every single day in the work that I do. I feel his presence, I feel his guidance, and my father has taught me the importance of fighting for social justice and fighting for what's right. So Dad, I know you're looking down from heaven. I miss you every day, and I promise you to make you proud. Love you, Dad. And I want to also thank my incredible husband. Jerry, you have been an amazing husband and an amazing father to our daughter, Isabel. And for those of you who don't know, we don't necessarily share our love story on Instagram every day, but we know our truth and we know what our relationship is like. My husband is very unique in a sense that he understands the work that I do every day because him and I are both work in politics. And if it wasn't for my husband, I would not be standing here today. He is a man who ensured that I got elected in 2013. And there is not one day that goes by that my husband does not lift me and tells me every single day that he believes in me and he believes in the good work that we're trying to do. And he makes sure that even though when I don't believe in myself, he believes in me. And for that, Jerry, I love you. Thank you so much for being my rock at home and ensuring that our daughter has a wonderful, wonderful role model as a dad. Thank you, baby. And to my baby, Isabel. When we started this journey, she was only 4 years old. She is now 10, going on 30. If you know anything about my daughter, you know she's incredibly intuitive and incredibly smart and confident. But my little baby also knows one thing: she knows how to fight. And every single time we talk about difficult issues at home or how to grapple with homelessness, for example, Isabel has at least 20 different solutions on how to deal with the problem. But more than anything, Isabel has only known her mom as being in political office. and she understands the sacrifices as much as sometimes I carry the mommy guilt and I'm not always there for every single event. My daughter has endured the sacrifices that we have all made as a family for me to serve in office. So for that, baby girl, thank you for always being here for me, for believing in Mama, and for making sure that you always have my back. I love you. Thank you. So I also stand here today as the first Latina elected to lead this council in the city's history. When I was growing up, a lot of little girls that looked like me and talked like me didn't necessarily grow up to believe that they one day can have these types of positions. So that is not lost on me at all. I want to ensure, so all the little girls that are watching this today, that you too can grow up to be anything you want. My first Family First agenda, which I'm ready to speak of on January 14th, I will talk about the goals and my agenda moving this council forward and what we need to do to lift families up in this city. As a daughter of immigrants, as a daughter of a dishwasher and a factory worker, it is incredibly, incredibly personal for me to ensure that children and families in this city become a priority for all of us, to ensure that our children have a safe way to walk home every day, to ensure that our children have safe parks to play in, to ensure that our families feel safe. And first and foremost, to ensure that children living in motels, children that are facing homelessness, finally become a priority of our city. To ensure that we get them out of these motels and find them permanent housing for them to grow up in a sane area where they feel safe and loved. We all have to do that for our kids. I will share more of what that means to me on January 14th. This is a huge milestone for me and my family, as I'm proud to be the first Latina to ever lead the city council. I don't want to be the last. And I want to ensure that African Americans, Latinas, Asian Americans, Native Americans, all women of all races can see themselves leading this council one day. Colleagues, it's worth mentioning that this is incredibly emotional for me today. I am very grateful for your trust and for your confidence in me leading this council, and I look forward for us doing amazing things for all Angelenos. Mr. President, thank you very much, my friend. You have done an amazing job. It's been a true honor to serve with you. And as I conclude, I also want to thank my staff who are here somewhere, my incredible staff that continues to fight for what's right and fight for its fair share for Council District 6. I want to thank you for your hard work and your dedication to our residents and our constituents. We have a long, long road ahead of us. We have a lot of work to do, but we're up for the challenge because we are CD6. Mr. President, that concludes my comments. Thank you very much for allowing me to share a few words, and I look forward to sharing more of my agenda on January 14th. Thank you very much.
Good job, Mary.
Let's give Ms. Martinez and Mr. Buscaino another round of applause. Congratulations, and we are certain that you are up to the task. And again, thank you, Mr. Mayor, for being part of this event today. Thank you for coming over. All right, with that said, all right, let's move to item 22. We will move to item 22. We'll take cards on this, starting off with Ellen Evans, Jamie Hall, and Corey Smith. Please come forward. Shh. Yes, welcome.
Good morning. My name is Ellen Evans. I want to say a hearty congratulations to Council members Martinez and Buscaino, and I'm honored to be here on this historic day. We support the motion and want to express great appreciation to Councilmember Ryu and his wise, hardworking, and very busy staff for taking the time to dig into and understand this case, and of course to bring this motion. Thank you, Council members and your staff, for doing the same. The residents of my community truly appreciate this. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. Identify yourself.
Good morning. My name is Jamie Hall. I'm the president of the Laurel Canyon Association. Again, this was a huge, pleasant surprise to be here on this amazing day, and I felt truly blessed to hear the story of both the new leadership of the council. But I'm here today to support the 245 motion of Councilman Ryu on this extremely impactful project. It's a 20,000 square foot home with 7 retaining walls, a 435 foot long, 35 foot tall soil nail wall. It doesn't comply with the baseline hillside ordinance and the hillside construction regulation overlay zone. We really appreciate the leadership of Councilman Ryu asserting jurisdiction over this matter, referring it back to the Area Planning Commission so the project can be redesigned to conform with the existing regulations. We really thank you for your opportunity, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Schmidt.
Mr. Schmidt. He is I am him. I am here. Okay, so you guys want to take over Blue Heights Drive, huh? Trying to take it over. I see. I don't know, though. I think that we're going to have to talk about it, because I think we, we're going to have to be on the same page here, because I don't know, there might be some less vegan options on the menu if that, if we got some issues there. So I like how you guys didn't really go over general or any public comment on number 21. That was cool. I like how you continue illegal stuff. So I feel like I should maybe speak on that, because I agree. I think we should remove Mr. H up there. I also agree, why not stop there? Why don't we remove all the H's? We could remove Han, we could remove Handel, we could remove this guy. I don't know that I trust this guy.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's now have Mr. Sachs and Mr. Greenspan. Mr. Arnold Sachs, Mike Greenspan, come forward.
Mike Greenspan, a 10-2 Florida Gator, UCLA. I'm still looking for them, after all. Speaking of negative, this is a mitigated negative declaration. After all, it usually means somebody's getting screwed. How else can we say it? We can't sugarcoat it any. Somebody is coming on the losing end. And let me just go with a classic quote from, I guess, last century or maybe even the century before them, from Cornelius Vanderbilt, who once said, the railroad magnate, "The public be damned." I think that slogan really does a great job here. In fact, the public, meaning the citizens, let them get fucked. I mean, no matter what you do, this project's going through hell or high water, so let's fuck over the people, build these big retaining walls, and really destroy the landscape and sugarcoat it with a mitigated negative declaration. Thank you.
Okay, let me get Mr. Spindler.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, This again shows the unmitigated corruption going on in the Los Angeles Area Planning Commission, a planning commission set up by puppets for the evil Mayor Garcetti, complete backdoor nigger action on this entire agenda here on Blue Heights. They got together with a bunch of steaming criminal niggers over there with the City Planning Commission and a bunch of other niggers working for Herb Wesson to ram this project up the fucking asshole of everybody that lives in the valley. We're tired of being slaves to your corruption and the evil, diabolical nigger tactics of these planning directors. Veto this and send Herb Wesson back to the fucking Congo and fucking Cleveland.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. Herman?
Yep. It's no clue to Blue's Clues that the Planning Commission has overexerted themselves in an unwelcome appeal dealing with the veto of this wall. Well, I know how to veto. I'm like Donald Trump. Fuck you. Yeah, this motion doesn't stand before a nigger like me because I'm here to veto it as absolutely out of the jurisdiction of the people who demand to stop fucking with their community. So again, as long as we got Rue, as long as we got Peppa Pig, we will continue to satisfy this section of 245 over the mayor. Fuck you, Garcetti!
All right, your time's expired. Okay, that ends public comment. Mr. Harris Dawson.
President, I just wanted to alert the city attorney, the clerk, and you, Mr. President. Mr. Herman had a sign that said "shoot the nig" on the front of it as he spoke, and I just want that to be recognized as a very open threat and a violent threat against all of us here in the chamber.
So, Mr. City Attorney, I do think that what Mr. Harris Dawson said was extremely important, and I want to make sure that you recognize that, and whatever the appropriate response is, we should definitely take that.
We will take appropriate action. Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay. Okay, on this item, let us open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
Okay, item 4, Madam Clerk, we'll continue that item until tomorrow. And so that, what is that, the 4th? The 4th.
Yes,
all right.
sir.
Now we're going to do item 2, and we have public comment on item 2. Mr. Rue, are you okay with us moving forward? We'll do the cards. Okay, Michael Govan, where are you? Please come up. I thought I saw you earlier. Yeah. Followed by Sean Anderson, Evelina Easter. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, President Wesson. Good morning, President-elect Martinez, and honorable members of the City Council. The airspace vacation we're discussing today will allow the construction of the new LACMA building for our permanent collection of art that spans over Wilshire Boulevard. The new building must cross over Wilshire Boulevard to stay clear of the La Brea Tar Pits, which is an active archaeological site and must be preserved for future research. Also, this plan allows for a new vision for an art museum. The single exhibition level allows every culture to be on one continuous level with no hierarchy that really expresses equal representation of art from the diverse cultures that celebrates LA's diversity. The museum was approved, and the final environmental impact report was certified by the County Board of Supervisors earlier this year. in April. The new museum is designed by Peter Zumthor, world-renowned architect, and we respectfully request your approval of the airspace vacation to allow this vision to take place. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much for coming down. This is one of the most important projects where it relates to the arts of this great city, and we're all excited about these possibilities. So thank you for coming yourself. Yes, identify.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. My name is Sean Anderson, Director of Marketing and Communications for the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures, being built next to LACMA at Wilshire and Fairfax. Last month at the Los Angeles City Council Public Works Committee meeting on this matter, Don Hudson, our CEO of the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences, reiterated the Academy Museum's enthusiastic support of LACMA's new building project. With the opening of the Academy Museum next year, the Miracle Mile is evolving to become and to enrich the lives of Los Angeles residents and visitors around the world as a hub for world-class museums. LACMA's building is an enormous step forward in this evolution. The new building will provide many benefits, including greater access to LACMA's incredible collection and expanded open space. This would be a wonderful addition to the neighborhood. On behalf of the Academy, I ask that you approve LACMA's air vacation request. We are thrilled to be part of the Miracle Mile's evolution as an unrivaled destination for cultural experiences. Thank you.
Yes, please identify yourself. Then you'll be followed by Fred Fisher and Henry Van Molen and Karen Constein. Yes, identify yourself and welcome.
My name is Evelina Easter, and I'm supporting the building plan. To have such a wonderful venue in our city would not only be a benefit for me, my children, my grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. It would have a broad benefit for the state and the country. I see this as another one of the wonders of the world when they finish it. Folks all over the world will marvel at the foresight that folks like you and the generous donors have given so much to this project, and thank you for allowing me to speak.
No, thank you. Thank you all. Yes, next speaker.
Good morning, members of the council. My name is Frederick Fisher. I came here in 1971 to learn my trade as an architect. I've practiced since then primarily in the world of art and cultural institutions. I think this project has a rare combination of a brilliant architectural icon and a reconception of what an art museum can be, as Mr. Govan has described. Secondly, the crossing of Wilshire Boulevard is an essential part of its design, which will give this unified display of art and prospect over the city. And finally, I would say, as a bit of advice, hire the most creative people and trust them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next.
Thank you. Henry Van Moyland, board member of Mid-City West Community Council and Miracle Mile Forward. I just want to say that as a resident of Miracle Mile, LACMA throughout this process has been an exemplary neighbor. Michael Govan, by his nature, is open to discuss the future of LACMA with everybody and anybody. And in our case, that included in our front room to several dozen neighbors on a cold January night last year. The new design is fantastic. It replaces unsatisfactory buildings. And for Miracle Mile, this is going to be a fantastic boost. So thank you very much.
Yes, it will. Thank you. And before the next speaker, if I could get Garrett, Jen, Mara Daly, Cynthia Wortham, and Ron Miller. Yes.
Hi, honorable council members. I'm Karen Constein. I'm a neighbor of LACMA. I'm here today asking you for your support of LACMA's plan and their request for the airspace vacation. I've been living in the Miracle Mile for almost 20 years and have been an early supporter of the plan to replace some of the museum's existing structures. I continue to support the project. I moved to the Miracle Mile to be close to LACMA. It's a wonderful community resource. These new buildings will continue to extend the world-class arts and cultural offerings to the local community and the city and region as a whole. I look forward to the cultural benefits of LACMA extending to the Spalding lot. In fact, I live next door to the Spalding lot. and the unique architecture that is coming our way, and to having more open space, park space in the Miracle Mile. Please join me in supporting the LACMA project. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning, council members. My name is Garrett Jin. I'm with Bank of America, and I'm one of the many corporate and foundation supporters of the good work of LACMA. In recent years, LACMA has done an amazing job showcasing Los Angeles and its cultural role throughout the world, and how it's an epicenter of art and creativity. They also have underscored the importance of art as a social and economic driver, bringing in a diverse and a set of new audiences to Los Angeles's museums. So as one of the many supporters, we would urge you to approve the air rights vacation for the LACMA project. The combination of a beautiful and dynamic facility combined with their cutting edge and inclusive program will make Los Angeles a better place. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, please identify yourself.
Good morning, council members. I'm John Burney from Park La Brea, joining Maura Daly, also from Park La Brea. I've spent the last 30 years working at Park La Brea. Councilman Ryu, good to see you, and thank you for your support of our residents and citizens. We at Park La Brea and our neighborhood continually invest in bettering the infrastructure and making smart decisions for our citizens. I have been lucky enough over 30 years to be part of the conversations on the Grove, the Academy Museums, the Purple Line, and the many inspirational projects in development of our closest neighbors at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. Each square foot of development is magnificently planned out. And as a result, on any given night, you can see people from around the world of all ages gather and take a simple photo. The landscape, the exhibits speak to humanity. Great for residents, great for neighbors. The positive impact of the new design will bring is also an investment in our neighborhood's future.
Thank you. And before we continue, I'm going to try to get to, and I'm sure that I will, every member that signed up to speak on this item, but don't come up until I call your name. Okay, please. Next.
Morning. My name is Maura Daly. I'm Director of Marketing at Park La Brea. I am here to echo the sentiments of our ownership, who sent the council an email yesterday. This read in part, as LACMA's immediate neighbor, we are in full support of the new building and the redesigned campus. It is an opportunity to create an exceptional, world-class destination that Los Angeles deserves. On behalf of John, myself, and our ownership, we enthusiastically support this beautiful transformation of our neighborhood, particularly the airspace element. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, let me get Tara Blumstein, Steve Kramer, David Mann, and then Rita Gonzalez. Yes, Mr. Miller.
Good morning, Council President Wesson and council members. I'm Ron Miller with the LA Orange County Building Trades. I have a few of my affiliates with me today. We're here to speak in support of the air rights vacation. I just want to let you know that this project is going to be done with skilled, trained men and women of the building trades, as we've done pretty much all the buildings around there when it comes to museums, and we're currently finishing the Motion Picture Museum right now. We stand in support of this. It'll be done under an agreement with the building trades. It'll foster local hire, preference for veterans, all the good stuff that the community needs. So please move this along. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming down. All right. Next, please come and identify yourself.
Good morning. My name is Tara Blumstein. I'm here as a 15-year resident of the Miracle Mile neighborhood and a new mother. I am the pedestrian traffic that is on Wilshire Boulevard every day with my two sons, a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old in a stroller. And I look forward to an innovative museum coming to our neighborhood that I can raise my children with. And I look forward to dynamic walkways to enter the galleries that my kids can get excited about to go see world-class art. So I am here to verbalize my support of the airspace vacation for LACMA. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next, please identify yourself and welcome.
Hello, my name is Rita Gonzalez. I'm the curator and department head of contemporary art at LACMA. I'm also speaking as a lifelong resident of Los Angeles, and in fact, it was during this time of year that my sister and I would be venture out from Whittier to LACMA, and that sparked the interest in our careers as museum professionals. The Peter Zumthor Plan has been a decade in the making and has involved curatorial feedback through a process defined by frequent meetings with curatorial staff and Michael Govan, as well as the inclusion of embedded curatorial voices in all conversations with the architectural and construction teams. As someone who has entered the museum field and witnessed the turn of the 20th into the 21st centuries, I see and represent a growing demand to diversify the ways in which we present the global histories of art. The Zumthor Plan will provide a lateral platform in which to showcase these histories and give new generations of visitors that updated scholarly and curatorial perspective on museum collecting and museography. I ask that you approve LACMA's request for the airspace vacation.
Thank you. Next, please. Identify yourself, sir, and welcome.
Good morning, Stephen Kramer. I'm president of the Greater Miracle Mile Chamber of Commerce. I had the honor of serving on the Mid-City West Community Council for approximately 10 years. And probably most importantly for me is my office in the building I'm in is immediately next door to the Spalding lot. And we look forward to the noise that's coming. Miracle Mile is a cultural destination that's only getting more important in terms of the entire city. And we're fully supportive of the museum's request. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next. And then I'm looking for Stephen Luftman, Richard Shave, Rob Holman. Yes, sir.
Good morning. My name is David Mann. I'm an arts program developer, and I'm on Mid-City West Community Council. Why at a time when Los Angeles should go vertical, LACMA's new building is going horizontal? Here's why. The world's museums are going non-hierarchical, horizontal, to tell the tale of the evolution of cultural influences through time. One can take the journey through the time and re-experience how things are the way they are. Cultural connectedness, in other words. Art did not evolve separated by floors in a vertical structure. Why is the new exhibit space smaller than before? A point of dispute, but let's say it's true. This also reflects current cultural museum direction in that art should not be housed in just one place, especially in a vertical box. LACMA is now expanded out to the former location of the Otis Art Institute, like that. So now we have diversification, where the East Side folks can experience art their way and the West Side folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, please identify yourself and welcome.
Good morning. I'm Cynthia Warnham. I'm the Senior Vice President for Strategic Engagement for the Natural History Museums of Los Angeles County. Last month at the Los Angeles City Council Public Works Committee meeting on this matter, our President and Director, Dr. Lori Bettison Varga, affirmed the Natural History Museum's support of the LACMA's building project. With the encouragement of the County of Los Angeles over the years, our two institutions have worked closely together to serve both the needs of LACMA and the paleontological work being conducted at the La Brea Tar Pits. We're pleased with our collaboration, and LACMA's building crossing Wilshire averts impacting our tar pits, and this design opens up the new park space and visual corridors in the park for the benefit of visitors and our neighbors. Please approve LACMA's air vacation requests. We look forward to the completion of this project, which will complement our own future plans to improve the facilities and enhance access to the park. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Good morning. Stephen Luftman. I reject the giveaway of our Grand Boulevard, Wilshire, so we can have a 20% smaller museum. Architecture critics have described this building as a freeway overpass, a toll plaza, and a giant coffee table. No one voluntarily walks under a freeway overpass. The traffic noise is unbearable and nonstop. The effect of so much mass bearing down is oppressive. Underpasses are gloomy and inhumane. They rob us of our connection to our surroundings, and their shadowy light and echoing acoustics make us feel lonely and lost. I ask you to reject this giveaway of our Grand Boulevard.
Thank you. Next speaker. Identify yourself, please.
Hello, members of City Council. My name is Richard Shave. I'm a board member of Save LACMA, a California public benefit corporation advocating for the missing public voice to be heard in the museum's future. I also represent the LACMA Lovers League with 8,070 signatures from Angelinos asking that the flawed LACMA project be sent back to the drawing board. There is so much well thought out critical and public opposition to this project and so many serious questions about its funding and shrinking footprint that the city should exercise its authority to pause this project, sending it back to the drawing board to get true public feedback on the future of LACMA. On this auspicious day, when you choose a new city council president and turn a new page in the council's 130-year history, we're counting on you to show that you are listening to the people by taking a stand to help preserve an important cultural institution, LACMA, and our most beautiful boulevard, Wilshire. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. And then we'll be looking for Barton Phelps and Oscar Pena. Yes.
Good morning. My name is Rob Holman, and I represent the nonprofit Save LACMA, a grassroots organization created to help care for our county museum in a respectful and reasonable manner. Council members, this is pivotal. Your opportunity to vote against a street vacation. Set the stage for proper and thorough decision-making for LACMA's rehabilitation. Help provide us with a campus that will hold our world-class collection of art for the next century. Yes, the County Board of Supervisors could override your objection, but what a strong and resonant message you would send, insisting upon a more thoughtful planning and a more cost-conscious approach, especially when it's about hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayers' money, especially when the budget is already ballooning, and especially when a fair portion of these funds are now desperately needed elsewhere. You've read the articles, editorials, and letters, and the public comments, and you've seen that as much as LACMA's leadership and their supporters want this street vacation to be approved, there are the LACMA supporters who will vote against it. They are your constituents. They have loved LACMA for decades, and we want to help save LACMA.
Thank you
for your time.
Thank you, sir. Next, please identify yourself.
President.
Yes.
President, council members. My name is Barton Phelps. I'm a principal in Barton Phelps and Associates, architects in Los Angeles. We do mostly educational and cultural institutional work. Thank you for this chance to speak critically on this important matter. I'm not pleased to say what I must today. I don't envy your responsibility for making sense of the layers of complexity this potentially wonderful project unfolds before us. I'm reminded that 44 years ago, I stood in this exact spot, attempting unsuccessfully to convince your predecessors on the city council, especially the charismatic Gilbert Lindsay, whose district this was, that replacing the 1926 Central Library with a so-so office building, although already designed, was not a great idea. A suit brought jointly by the AIA and the National Trust was, after many years, the city's salvation. The library, restored and expanded, became an anchor of downtown renewal.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Phelps. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
If I could get Mr. Pena.
Hello, my name is Oscar. I'm an artist and a former employee of LACMA. I'm asking you to deny grant the air rights to the building project. This building, naming rights bought by David Geffen, will have his name in large letters hanging over the road, the name LACMA not even seen. Our public space should not be a permanent billboard glorifying a wealthy individual. The legacy of freeway overpasses dividing communities in this city is a haunting precedent, and I think we should not repeat this in 2019. To see these air rights uncritically is a decision that will not stand the test of time. When SF MoMA was under construction, its collection was loaned to regional institutions. LACMA's collection is now found in the Saudi Aramco Museum in Saudi Arabia, a private museum in Shanghai, and Qatar. As funding is stalling, LACMA is saddling up with dictators, slave states, and totalitarian regimes. We need real public oversight of this funding and building project, lest we erect a monument forever stained with murdered journalists, forced labor, and the fossil fuel industry. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. City Attorney, we've taken over 20 minutes of public comment on this issue, and I want to make sure that we can address all the other items today, so I want to check in with you on that.
That's fine. Very good.
Okay, so I'd like to defer to Mr. Rue at this time.
Thank you, Mr. President. I first want to thank Michael Govan, his entire team, and everybody in the community who came out to speak on this item. You know, Mr. President and colleagues, today we made history by electing our first Latina as council president in the city of Los Angeles. With this vote today, we're also going to make art and architectural history as well. LACMA has been and will continue to be a centerpiece for our city, a showcase for the world to see and enjoy. And it is so fitting that we do this today, and I am just so excited to show my support for this project. And before I encourage an aye vote to my colleagues, I do want to mention 2 items in particular. One, I really want to thank Michael Govan personally and his staff for the tremendous amount of outreach that was done in the community. You know, outreach is very important to me. Community participation is very important to me. And I got to say, the LACMA staff took it above and beyond. And I know Michael Govan personally meeting with anyone and everyone I asked him to meet with. So I really appreciate that. And it is very evident in a tremendous amount of support that has come from the community, that came out to the committee meeting, that is shown in all the various petitions and throughout. And secondarily, I also want to acknowledge the fact that with this new design and this new museum, 2.5 acres of land will be returned to the City of Los Angeles for recreational use, as well as for excavation and research for the Page Museum. So this is history in the making. This is a long time coming. My office joins the County Board of Supervisors in supporting this project, and I ask my colleagues for an aye vote today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rue. Mr. Blumenfield.
Thank you. I just want to let folks know we heard this in committee, and Mr. Rue did an amazing job of shepherding this in his district, and it is truly an iconic project. The only thing we're voting on today, though, is the vacation of the street. The actual project and all the amazing details about it, that's being done by the Board of Supervisors. But this is a critical piece to make history in Los Angeles. So I support Mr. Rue, and as the chair of the committee, I strongly support this motion to vacate the street. And with that, I join in asking for an aye vote.
And I just want to jump in and compliment David as well. Thank you for your words, Mr. Blumenfield. LACMA has been unreal. I want to thank Michael and the outreach. It's my understanding has just been outstanding, trying to get a feel for how the community their opinion and trying to afford them the opportunity to give input. I think when we have opportunities like this, we should reward that type of an operation. So I too ask for an aye vote. Let's please on this item open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, that is approved. Let's do a quick vote on reconsideration on item 3. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
So I want Mr. Rue, we have some comment on this item. So if Rob Kwan is still here, Jamie Hall again, unless this was a little mix-up here. Stephen Loftman again, Orrin Feldman, Lynn Russell, Rory Barish. Yes.
Good morning. My name is Jamie Hall. I'm the president of the Laurel Canyon Association and appearing today in that volunteer capacity. We are here to offer our support for the street vacation. We primarily offer this support due to the fact that this will increase public safety at this intersection. There's clear data that demonstrates when there's multiple interactions, crossing points where pedestrians have to cross, it unfortunately causes more harm to pedestrians trying to cross that intersection. We are supportive of the street vacation, and that concludes our remarks. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Edgar, you can get in line as well. Yes, sir. Identify yourself.
Hi. Good morning. Still, Stephen Luftman. It has come to light in recent months that Townscape, the developer of this project, has been seeking to sell the project or is looking for investors. I am very concerned that Townscape will demolish the buildings, including the Lytton Savings Building, which is a monument, a historic cultural monument in the city of Los Angeles, without securing financing for the project. This could leave the city with a very large parking lot at a prime corner for decades to come. 8 other demolished historic cultural monuments have ended this way, empty parking lots for decades to come. I urge you to put all permits for this project on hold, including the street vacation, until complete financing is in place. Thank you. Thank you.
Next speaker.
Yes, I'm Orrin Feldman from Hollywood Hills West Neighborhood Council. We filed a community impact statement, and I ask for your leave to speak for slightly more than a minute. Our neighborhood council voted unanimously in November by a vote of 20-0 to oppose the street vacation. Our neighborhood council's board does not believe that this vacation would make the street safer for traffic or pedestrians. In fact, we believe it would make it more dangerous. We took the time to listen to the traffic engineer who could not explain or answer questions as to how this would actually improve the safety for both traffic and pedestrians to our board and to our stakeholders, who almost unanimously came out to oppose it. In addition, you heard just now from the Laurel Canyon Association president. You didn't hear, however, that he stands to administer a $1.5 million fund for traffic improvements from Townscape.
Orrin, you can continue since you submitted a community impact statement on
Thank
behalf
you.
of your neighborhood council. Continue.
Thank you, and congratulations on your election, sir.
Thank you, sir.
In addition, there's another $2 million in this project which will be held in escrow to possibly restore the island and reverse this vacation. If it's not used if it's not done within the next 2 years, the council office and the mayor will get to decide on what local traffic improvements will be made. If they were really concerned about traffic improvements, they would have improved the entire intersection here. Instead, they've tinkered with one side, and it's really because of the desire of the architect, not only the initial architect, but the current architect, Mr. Geary, and Townscape Partners. It's a triumph of greed over community safety. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Lynn Russell, adjacent residence on Crescent Heights in a landmark building. Cosmetic benefits should never outweigh a safe intersection. Allowing Townscape to manipulate the process by receiving the street vacation is wrong. Manipulating the transit access benefits is doubly wrong. If this intersection needs a complete redesign, it should be done properly by the city. Councilmember Ryu, please take the lead on this issue for your district and vote no for this obviously flawed attempt at cosmetic safety. An affirmative vote for this item would be a mistake. The flawed, narrowly viewed, incomplete engineering report in favor of the applicant Townscape was prepared by the city engineer for Townscape. The applicant's claims of safety for this F intersection were present in the beginning of this project but were not addressed by the city. Townscape's fast track benefits were granted due to the proximity to transit, yet they would like to remove the bus stop and the intersection.
Thank you. Your time's up, ma'am. Thank you for your testimony. Next speaker.
Rory
Good morning.
Barish, Havenhurst. If you knew the Townscape's plans incorporated the island back in 2013, why take so long to protect the pedestrians? It is city land. You don't need permission to do something with it. Why not do it now if pedestrians' lives are at stake? Why are you waiting for the developers to pay for it? It could take 1 or 2 years till they get their permits. Why is this grant of vacation for pedestrian safety exclusive to Townscape? If they sell to another developer, you said, Councilman Ryu, that the grant must be reevaluated. Isn't the goal to protect pedestrians? Is it really? Why $2 million to be put in an escrow account if it doesn't work? If what doesn't work? We know traffic flow and turning radius isn't going to work, but if it's about pedestrians, why not keep it that way? What are the stats of pedestrians getting hit on the island over the years? I can't find them. The accidents were car crashes. This is giving Townscape free city land for aesthetics and greed to enlarge their project. This is about favors, not pedestrian safety.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Would I be able to jump to my general public comment?
No, we're on this item. Speak on this item, please.
Well, I'll come back for
You
the
going to
next
forfeit?
item.
Okay, we'll see you general public comment. Next speaker.
Edgar Collardine with Mayor Brown here on behalf of the property owner and the applicant. First off, I'd like to congratulate Councilwoman Martinez on her election today. As I'm sure most of the council members remember, this council unanimously approved the Frank Gehry design project that includes on-site affordable housing and certified an EIR a few years ago. There was litigation. As a result of the litigation, the city was required to conduct this vacation hearing, so here we are today. This is all about public safety. As DOT testified at the Public Works Committee, if the city had the funds, they would do this themselves. This is entirely consistent with Vision Zero. This is a very dangerous intersection, one of the most dangerous intersections in the city, and we're simply vacating a portion from a pedestrian safety perspective. I'd like to thank Councilman Rue and everyone at BOE for all of their hard work along with DOT to ensure the construction of this project. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Corey Schmidt, come forward. Mike Greenspan, please come forward. And last speaker is going to be Herman.
Oh man, I see that you guys like to take back things that you say. You said you were going to call every single person for the last item, but then you didn't. So I think that's kind of a double cross, I guess. Let's see, we're talking about street vacation on Crescent Heights and Sunset. Dangerous, you say? I mean, I've been there plenty of times. I don't know how dangerous it is. It sounds like someone's trying to come up on some land. I think that vacation would be good, though. I think that we've all been on a good vacation, hopefully. I think that that's what it seems like today, since we're back to the usual run-of-the-mill things, you know, doing people dirty. So I'm not sure that I agree with this vacation of the street.
Thank you. Mike, come up. Good morning.
Good morning. Mike Greenspan. Happy Hanukkah, you scab rabbis. A little early. Now, I see we're already giving out gifts. We're giving out street gifts. Vacations, of course. Is my microphone working?
Mike, stay to the item, Mike.
Okay. I'm saying, well, I always would hear John Walsh, rest in peace, talk about vacations, and he always said somebody gave some money to somebody to get this thing. That's usually what happens. Some gift, i.e. a contribution, leads to these things. After all, the average schmo couldn't get these kind of vacations if they wanted, and obviously it's big money funding more politicians. So, after all, a few minutes or a few seconds to talk about that is not a bad thing, especially for a project that sucks. But after, we will, hey, take your life in your own hands over there at Sunset and Crescent Heights. Thank you.
Thank you. Herman, final speaker on this item.
I'd like to submit this for the record, sir. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 documents for the record since I wasn't able to speak earlier. This is regarding the Crescent Heights Boulevard adjacent to Lot 1. Crescent Heights Boulevard was a mixed-use project that was stolen from the public right-of-way by state criminals. It's time to find a real sequel that follows the city charter along with the guideline sections of 15091, fuckers, that changes our alternative action for this programmatic case. Tom LaBonge for the record. But let me find that regarding the significant impact to this construction and related noise and traffic, people like myself find it offensive when your impact reports are litigated in lies and corruption. Fuck you.
Okay, it seems like Arnold Sachs filled out a card on this item. Arnold, please come forward.
Yes,
Thank you. Good morning, Arnold Sachs. So I'm wondering, is this part of the city's Complete Streets program? They just had an item like this in the Board of Public Works about building some bulkheads on Crescent Heights Boulevard. It's funny how you play ping pong between the Board of Public Works and the City Council, and it was good to see all the councilmen on the right side of the council chambers as we face them paying close attention to this item. Evidently, it's a real big item for Herb Wesson. Will this be a transit-oriented development also? And what you have on your agenda, CRA excess non-housing bond proceeds. Why is there such a thing as CRA non-housing, excess non-housing bond proceeds, and why aren't they being used for these projects? Well, how much is CRA non-housing excess bond proceeds available to the city?
Thank you. Okay, members, with that, I want to turn it over to Mr. Ryu.
Mr. President, I would like to make a technical amendment for item number 3 on today's agenda relative to Council File 16-1011-S4, the Crescent Heights street vacation. I move to strike the word airspace from recommendations 3 and 4 from the Public Works Committee report, and also from the recommendations C and D from the city engineer's report. That was a mistake on their part. And I just want to quickly...
I'll second that.
Thank you. I just want to quickly say the purpose of this vacation is to allow for the roadway and sidewalk improvements on and around the pedestrian island located adjacent to the proposed vacation area, which would enhance pedestrian safety. More importantly, I just want to quickly note that at my request, Los Angeles Department of Transportation has studied and recommended that this street and sidewalk will be best improved for both traffic and safety with this new design. So with that, I encourage an aye vote to my colleagues.
Thank you, Mr. Ryu. With that, item number 3, members. Item number 3, let us open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Okay, that's approved as amended. What's before us, Madam Clerk?
General public comment, sir.
Thank you. Okay, members of the public will be given 1 minute to speak on a non-agenda item. Let's bring up Adam Smith. When you hear your name, please come forward. Adam Smith. Jose de los Santos, please come forward. Reina Zepeda, please come forward. Is Adam Smith here? Raise your hand, Adam Smith. Okay, Jose de los Santos, please come forward. Good morning.
Hi, can I leave this already?
Thank you.
Okay, I'm really happy because Nuri was the president, but I just want to let her know if you guys making a mistake and approve the vendors in the street, but the vendors is not the problem. The problem is the restaurant mobiles on street, you know, and they don't regulate. And they go in front of our restaurants, you know, and they kill the business. And, you know, this is the picture of the vendors and the picture of the restaurant mobiles, you know, and they hurt the business. And in 1 year, we already lost everything. You know, we own the taxes, we own the state board equalization, we own everything because we don't have money to pay for.
Reina Zepeda. Reina Zepeda, please come forward. Is there a Liliana Huerta? Liliana Huerta, please come forward. Okay, Miss Zepeda. Reina?
Buenas tardes.
Can we get a translator, please? Thank you, ma'am. The translator's coming right now. Thank you so much. Buenos días. Okay.
Mi nombre es Reina Cepeda. Yo soy dueña de restaurante desde hace 10 años.
My name is Reina Cepeda. I'm a restaurant owner as of 10 years ago.
Yo estoy aquí porque los restaurantes de la calle nos están haciendo perder nuestros negocios.
I am here because the restaurants on the streets are making us lose our businesses.
Por más de un año nosotros hemos pagado taxes, rentas, biles y nadie nos quiere ayudar.
For more than over a year now, we have paid our taxes, our rent, and our bills, and no one wants to help us.
Nosotros tenemos que mandar a nuestros empleados a la casa porque no tenemos dinero para pagar sus
We have to now
salarios.
send our employees home to their homes because we no longer have the money to pay them for their
Nes-
salaries.
Necesitamos que regulen a todos los vendedores de la calle, a restaurantes ambulantes que están enfrente de nuestros
We
restaurantes.
need to have regulations for all the restaurant owners, not just the vendors, but the ones that are also our other types of restaurants on the streets competing with us.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. Liliana Huerta, followed by Carlos Solis. Carlos, please come forward. Mr. Solis. And then Jose Escamilla, please come forward. Jose, please come forward. Good morning.
Sí, buenos días a todos. Concejales, por favor, esto realmente es serio. Tal vez no lo vean, pero yo los invito a que vayan al Valle de San Fernando y se den una vuelta y coman por ahí y realmente vean lo horrible que se está poniendo las ciudades.
Yes, hi, good morning, council members. I want you to know this is very serious. Perhaps you're not aware of it, so I invite all of you to go to the San Fernando Valley and experience for yourself what's going on.
Están afectando nuestros negocios, están vendiendo enfrente de mi negocio que se está en Venice Boulevard y Hamlin. Después de las 5 de la tarde yo ya no tengo negocio y tengo que mandar a mis empleados a descansar.
What they do is they set up shop right in front of my business, my restaurant. I can no longer pay my employees. I have to be there all day. Then I send them home at 5:30 without being able to pay them because they're setting up shop in front of my business.
Y lo peor de todo que no podemos dejar de pagar impuestos, workers' comp, liability, agua, luz, teléfono.
And worst of all, we still are expected to pay for
Gracias.
for our bills, for taxes, as well as workers' comp and everything else.
Thank you. Carlos Solis, Jose, okay, Escamilla. Is there a Jose Abuguada? Ooh, Abuguada. Please come forward. Okay, Mr. Solis, go ahead, 1 minute.
Okay, I'm gonna try. My name is Carlos Solis. Good morning. I am a restaurant owner. We at So-Called Restaurant Association org. For more than 1 year, Los Angeles, you have violated all rights as tax-paying citizens by ignoring the laws of the government fair business practices and by ignoring the laws on direct unfair competition. You have knowingly and by ignoring the laws in direct in place our business in legal jeopardy, and we may lose our restaurants, and some have already closed because we can't pay our rents, taxes, employees, food costs, or feeds our families as direct results of our city ignoring and
Thank
allowing
you.
this lawlessness and theft.
Thank you, sir. Jose Escamilla? Is there a Jose Abugaida?
Buenas
Jose?
tardes, apreciadas personas, concejales.
Good afternoon, all of you people, as well as council members.
Yo hubiera querido regocijarme con la nueva presidenta latina.
I would have really liked to be overjoyed
Sin embargo,
along with the new council president.
sin embargo, no me es posible debido a que estoy entrando en una especie de estrés.
However, it is not possible because now I am entering a new kind of stress
Porque mi negocio establecido casi por 40 años lo estoy perdiendo.
because my business that was established almost 40 years ago, I am losing it.
Yo quisiera pedirles por favor que puedan de alguna manera diferenciar lo que son los vendedores con los restaurantes
I
ambulantes.
would like to ask you that please find a way to differentiate between who is a vendor and who is operating as an ambulatory restaurant.
Porque estos son los que nos están llevando a la quiebra, los vendedores, los restaurantes ambulantes.
This is who is ruining our businesses. It is the
Gracias.
restaurants that are setting up shop.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Le pido atención,
Thank
por
you.
favor. Y aquí les dejo esto para su consideración.
Thank you. So last call for Jose Abugaida. Jose, please come forward. Is that you? Okay, welcome. How about Nadia Abrica? Nadia Abrica, please come forward. Thank you. And Vivian Hartman. Vivian Hartman, please come forward.
My father is Jose Abugaida. I'm just going to speak on his behalf. My name is Eric Abugaida.
Did you fill out a card, Eric?
I did.
Okay, very good. So your father Jose is not speaking?
Yeah, he's just sitting there.
He's not, he forfeits his 1 minute?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So he's had a restaurant for 30. By the way, congratulations on your
Thank you, sir.
position. He's had a restaurant for 30 years in the San Fernando Valley. I'm the son of an immigrant. He immigrated here a long time ago, and I think back, like, even the aunt of Mr. Garcetti has been to the restaurant. We provided food, we catered for his when he was running for mayor, and we're seeing the immediate stress that it's been put on our restaurant after these policies have changed, and it's really affecting us as a community, as family members, as homeowners, business owners. It's making like it's so difficult now that we're losing businesses that have been around for decades, and there has to be some kind of help or change or policy. You mentioned yourself about the evaluation and reevaluation and being attentive to the community's needs. Please do so.
Thank you, sir. Nadia, please come forward, followed by Vivian Hartman. Your name, ma'am? Ma'am, your name? Hello?
Nadia Abrica.
Okay, Nadia, thank you.
I am the president of SoCal Restaurant Association. You discriminalize the street vendors. I am speaking to all the council members, Mr. Price. When you did that, you didn't notice the mobile restaurants that were gonna come out. For more than 1 year, you have violated our rights because we are taxpayers by ignoring the laws. I am asking you to look at the difference. Look at it, everybody. Look at the difference. This is a vendor, Mr. Price. This is a mobile restaurant camping in front of our restaurants. They're destroying us. My restaurant, I don't have it no more. Have you think I have an 8-month baby and I have to breastfeed him inside of the restroom because I cannot afford a babysitter?
Ma'am, don't scream, ma'am. We can.
That
hear you.
was my person. That was my dream, and you guys destroy it. Behind of me, there is 1,000. It's 150 restaurants.
Thank you. Vivian Hartman, next speaker. Is there hold on, Ms. Hartman. Is there a Alicia Mendoza? Alicia Mendoza? Okay, you're after Ms. Hartman, followed by Lilia Garcia. Ms. Hartman, go ahead, 1 minute.
As a restaurant owner with SoCal Restaurant Association, we are not against a true definition of a food vendor with 1 permitted cart per location with no provided seating. We are against the mobile unregulated street restaurants operating under tents, camping in front of our businesses on public sidewalks, providing seating, providing hot cooked food over fire or multiple grills without health permits, and cooking the same food as we cook as a direct competition. For more than 1 year, Los Angeles has violated our rights as tax-paying businesses by ignoring the laws that govern fair business practices and direct unfair competition. You knowingly place our businesses in legal jeopardy, and we may lose our restaurants. Some have already closed because we cannot pay our rent, taxes, employees, food costs, or feed our families as a direct result of our city ignoring and allowing the lawlessness and theft. After your vote for the vendors, it will not cease to operate. This will not end with only 17 inspectors after 5 p.m. for the whole of Los Angeles. This is an illusion. Separate the issue from the vending law and regulate it with the rules and regulations already in place for restaurants.
Thank
21
you.
years.
Your time's up, ma'am. Thank
we
you so
need
much.
to be heard. We cannot be ignored no longer.
Okay, your time is up, ma'am.
We have rights, please.
Everyone gets 1 minute, Ms. Hartman. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alicia Mendoza, followed by Lilia Garcia. Hold on, Ms. Mendoza. Is Lilia Garcia here? Lilia? Okay. Please come forward. Go ahead. Sergeants, we have some materials here for members. Thank you so much.
I'm here because we can many times, and I think our voice is going ignored. We not take any attention to situation or situations. We had 2 different kinds of salesperson. This is a vendor, and this is a full restaurant. This full restaurant, they not paying taxes. We're still here to doing the correct way as business. We had unfair competition. We had A lot of people, they is better to go the street and put in at this restaurant, just not follow any rules. We call 311 and they nobody come, nobody care about this. And we existing, we are doing business at the correct way. Please pay attention to the situation. We are very worried with this. If you not pay attention to us business owner, we lost, and you lost also taxes too. If you are lost my business, you lost just now my. Many people behind me is also affected by the situation.
Lilia Garcia, followed by Fernando Verduzco. Fernando, please come forward.
Buenos días, señores delegados de la ley.
Buenos días.
Estamos
morning,
aquí reunidos todos o varios dueños de negocios para exponerles nuestra
Hold on, we
situación.
have a translator, señora.
We have gathered here today, all of us that are restaurant owners in our association.
Tenemos problemas muy serios en la calle, señores. Tenemos restaurantes completos formados enfrente de nuestros negocios.
We have very grave problems on our streets, sir. We have actual, complete mobile restaurants in front of our own businesses on the streets.
Vendiendo bebidas alcohólicas, señores. La comida no está regulada. Puede haber una epidemia de enfermedad muy grande.
They are selling alcoholic beverages. There is no regulation when it comes to food, and you could be facing a health epidemic that is very big.
Ustedes tienen la ley en sus manos para regularizar eso antes de que se nos venga una epidemia de enfermedades, pasen accidentes en las banquetas, por favor.
You have the laws in your hands. You can take this and do something about it before we have a health epidemic crisis as well as other problems.
Tómenlo en cuenta antes de que haya muerte.
Time is up. Thank you, ma'am.
Please
Fernando Verduzco. Is there
Please take it into account, sir, and do something about it.
Thank you. Fernando Verduzco, and followed by Luis Mendoza. Luis Mendoza, please come forward.
Afternoon, council members. Congratulations, Ms. Martinez, on your election. Like your father, I also started as a dishwasher in the restaurant business, and I have from there established my own business. And for 20 years, I've been working good, working hard. But it was until last year that this law 946 was passed that really came to affect us all, of us restaurant owners. And I know that you guys are kind of tired of hearing the same stories, but we really want you guys to look at the loopholes that are in this law so that we can close it up and do it the right way, where we have to manage it so that it's done the right way. I'm not against them. Everybody has a right to do their business and stuff like that, but do it the right way, just so that we can all work together. And this could be not another Mexico or another third world country where everybody just establishes a vending place. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Luis Mendoza, please come forward. Luis Mendoza, is he still in the chambers? No? Luis? How about Jesus Santiago? Okay, I see him making his way up. Efrain Garcia. I see Jesus. Please. Thank you, Jesus. How about Efrain Garcia? He's followed by Antonio Garcia. Okay, go ahead, Jesus.
Okay, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Well, like everybody said, this is not a problem with the vendors. It's actually with the mobile restaurants. They have tables, full system for the cooking stuff. They don't have the right temperature sometimes. They block the whole sidewalk. Some people with the wheelchairs cannot go through, first of all. And then after that, they park in front of our businesses, which is making us run out of business. Pretty much, me and my mom, we letting our people go early, 4 or 5 p.m. when they come, because they're going to the streets. They're not going with us no more. It took us a long time to get this business up, and we're losing it. In less than 7 years, we've been there. In less than 1 year, everything is going down. This cannot be, this cannot keep going, you get me? Like, we need either for you guys to do something about it, or we're all gonna lose our business. And this is our dream. We work hard for this, and we cannot lose it from one day to another.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Efrain Garcia, please come forward. Followed by Ligia Bairis.
Ok, mi nombre es Efraín García, soy propietario de un restaurante mexicano y realmente estamos todos en el mismo proceso, todos los que estamos aquí acudiendo.
My name is Mr. Garcia, and I'm also a restaurant owner. And basically, I'm here along with all of my other colleagues having the same problem when it comes to our restaurants.
Como todas las personas que estamos aquí, estamos tratando de que se regularice todos los vendedores en la calle para que sean las cosas parejas. Regularmente están invadiendo nuestros terreno realmente en frente de nuestros negocios.
Like all of us that are here, what we're looking for is to have regulation of these restaurants. All of them, we want the things to be fair and equal. There has to be regulation for the restaurants.
Están invadiendo las sidewalks, las banquetas. Realmente hay personas que quieren pasar, no pueden pasar porque están vendiendo allí con las mesas y todo.
They are invading the sidewalks. People want to be able to sell and they can't sell. People want to walk and they can't walk. Why? Because they are blocking the sidewalks.
Tienen que hacer algo al respecto. Ustedes que pueden hacerlo.
You must
Thank
do
you.
something regarding this. What can you do? You can do it.
Thank you. Is it Ligia? Please come forward. Ian Jameson.
Buenos días. Muchas felicidades a Nuri Martínez. Estoy igual que todos mis compañeros, soy miembro de SoCal Restaurant Association.
Good morning and a huge congratulations for Ms. Martinez. I am also a member of the Association of Southern California Restaurant Owners.
Yo sé que todos ya conocen nuestras historias y cada uno de los restaurantes tenemos una historia de pérdidas y de gastos diarios.
I know that all of you are aware of our stories. You know that each of us as a restaurant has been facing losses on the daily.
Solamente quiero contarles mi restaurante. Tengo 5 señoras que venden pupusas alrededor.
I want to tell you that in my particular restaurant, I have 5 women that sell pupusas nearby.
Y por ejemplo, ahorita estoy revisando mis ventas. Hace 4 horas que yo abrí, solamente he vendido $152.
And
Y lo
right
pueden
now,
revisar.
right now that I'm reviewing my sales, I've only been able to sell $144 within 4 hours.
Y las señoras que están afuera están vendiendo el doble o el triple.
And the ladies are outside, they're selling twice as much or
Thank
3
you.
times as much.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ian Jameson, please come forward. Hold on, Patricia. I see your card. I see your name up here. Hold on, ma'am. How about Antonio Garcia? Okay, go ahead, Ian.
Hi, my name is Ian Jameson. I'd just like to start out by pointing out that half of the city council members are not even in chambers to listen to public comment. Those who are here are fiddling around on your phones. This is a tremendous insult to those people who have shown up to speak. The second point is relating to the proposed developer ban before the city council. You guys have watered it down so egregiously. I'd just like to remind you all, a year ago, an LA City Councilman's offices were raided by the FBI. Public trust in this office is at an all-time low. And I would think that you guys would rush to reassure the public that you aren't all whores to corporate interests.
Antonio Garcia, please come forward. Last call on Antonio Garcia. Okay, how about Marat Lantwan? Please come forward. Good morning. Sean McMorris is the next speaker.
Good morning. My name is Marat Landsman, and actually came because of we have problem with our management company and landlord. I live in an apartment for 17 years. We have 27 families there. And since January 1st, next year, they try to edit the cost of water, sewage, and all this stuff to our bill. And I'm not really sure if it's legal or not. I tried to call to many spots. If the other landlord gonna find out about these things, there's gonna be like a racket, and everybody gonna start charging the renters with the water and hot water, which is actually unusual because for 20 years it was included in our rent. They didn't drop the rent and start from new point, but they're gonna add it like another $200, $300 to our rent, and that's all. That's what's gonna happen. I'm talking in the name of our 27 families in our building. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but if you're not going to stop them from doing this, that's going to continue like a rug. Well, I live in Valley Village. Valley Village, Laurel Canyon, 4500.
Thank you. Sean McMorris, please come forward.
Good morning, City Council. I'm with California Common Cause. I'm here to talk a little bit about the developer ban you will be voting on tomorrow. We believe there are some severe deficiencies in it. We appreciate Mr. Rue's fight in this effort, but we hope that you will amend it so that it is a better bill. Primarily, we would like to see the definition of a developer and principles that the Ethics Commission is recommending, which is more comprehensive, as well as include all discretionary approval of projects. Also, Measure H is the bar. This current bill is deficient where Measure H stands. Primarily, it does not restrict fundraising activities, all city-controlled committees, and it does not include subcontractors and principals on projects, nor does it have a comprehensive disclosure list like Measure H does. We hope that the City Council will please amend this bill to include all of these things. It is a very important bill. Please get it right. And thank you for your time.
Thank you. Is there a Imad Mahmoud? Please come forward. Thank you. Followed by Wayne. Please come forward. Welcome.
Thank you very much. In the name of Allah, the gracious and merciful, I want to share some Islamic teachings. God says in the Holy Quran, "And show kindness to parents and to kindred and orphans and the needy people, and to the neighbor that is kinsman and the neighbor that is a stranger, and the companion by your side and the wayfarer." The Holy Prophet of Islam says, "One who is not grateful to mankind is not grateful to Allah." The founder of our Ahmadiyya Muslim community, His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani says, "Sympathy for all mankind is a moral obligation and a duty. The religion is not religion which does not inculcate sympathy, nor that man deserves to be called a man who does not have sympathy in him." Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wayne, please come forward, followed by Arnold Sachs.
So again, congratulations to the big fat cow, Nuri, on becoming the Council President. Yes, the Council President of cows, big fat cows like Monica Cowrigas. And we're going to get fatter and fatter cows. Even Paul Koretz has went on a voluntary diet. We need to get rid of the fat. We need to get rid of the porky pegs. We need to get rid of Herb Blessed and his cigarette smoke out there in the South Lawn. And then, of course, congratulations to Mr. Fable. I filed my legal claim yesterday on the last legal day to sue your stupid, fat, fucking fucking ass. And finally, Chopus Gallardo is a fucking wop, piece of shit, scumbag, greasy cop, motherfucking scummy piece of shit.
All right,
Thank
Arnold.
you, Mr. Spindler.
You're now disrupting the meeting.
Mr. Spindler, stop.
Arnold, you're up. 1 minute.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, Arnold Sachs. Congratulations, Ms. Martinez. Hopefully, you'll be a creator and not an imitator. There's a lot of work here, as you can see. Get some support. You got the position. Show some ganas, as Supervisor Solis once said. Show some ganas. The great Los Angeles tradition: steal from the poor and give to the rich. I see about 50 restaurant owners here, probably represent 500 employees. This has got fingerprints from the supervisors all over it, this street vending law. We're taking from some and we're giving to others so the others can maintain some source of income so that they can pay their taxes. for illegal opportunities. It's the letter of the law versus the rule of the law. You don't understand the difference there, Mr. City Attorney? I don't think so.
Thank you. Rob Kwan, please come forward, followed by Corey Schmidt. Is Rob Kwan here? Please come forward.
I'm disappointed to see the Rules Committee did not advance any restrictions on behested payments. I think we all should be able to agree with Commissioner Orden, as she said 2 weeks ago, and approve the disclosure thresholds, which we do have ordinances for. Councilmember Rue's developer ban is unacceptably weak. It fails to live up to the precedent set by Measure H, and I don't say that lightly. On multiple fronts, it is significantly weaker than what was passed in 2012. I really don't know how that happened, considering the motion asks for something modeled off of Measure H, but it does not include subcontractors, it doesn't include any fundraising restrictions of any kind, and it doesn't apply to all city candidate controlled committees in the city of LA. And it also doesn't criminalize the knowingly acceptance of banned contributions. It makes a mockery of reform when you hold developers accountable but don't even hold yourselves accountable.
Okay, Corey Schmidt, come up. Herman, you're next.
Okay, you guys just continue to fuck the public. I'm kind of irritated right now, as you can probably tell. I want to know where Rue is. I want to know where Harris Dawson is. I guess you took Wesson off since he's been gone for a little bit. So, you know, these people came all the way down here, and you guys deferred it to tomorrow, and you didn't even give them time to speak. I mean, they had to speak in public comment, for God's sakes, you know, on their item. I mean, I agree. I like the street vending thing. It's a cool idea, but like I said in my previous comments, there's got to be a proximity sort of thing to keep, you know, competition at bay, because they're getting screwed right now. Because I love the idea, but at the same time, we can't be cannibalizing people. 15 seconds left. I wanted to talk about the airspace vacation. Didn't get to speak on it since you guys jipped me on that. I'm looking forward to an airspace vacation and some more crossing on Wilshire.
Okay, Herman, come on up, 1 minute, followed by Patricia McAllister.
Moo! Ninth Circuit overturns convictions for threats against Obama, finding that the First Amendment protected his racist, violence-tinged rants regarding "fuck the nigger." He will have a 50 cal in the head soon, posted at 1:15 a.m., and shoot the nigga country, fuck for another 4 years. What the nigga's done anything right, long term, never in the history except Sambo's. Therefore, protect his speech under First Amendment, United States versus Bagdasarian, number 0950529, 2011 U.S. APP LEX Lex 136849 Circuit. You're a fucking wetback. You're a fucking cunt. You're a fucking bitch. It's easier to raise a child strong than to repair this fucking system of restaurants and permits and the ordinance. Fuck you!
So those of us joining us for the first time in chambers, this is the First Amendment right that Herman has, though we may not agree with what he has to say, so please just bear with us. Patricia, you're up. 1 minute.
Yes, thank you. I have multi-comments also for today. I'd like to speak in behalf of African Americans.
Hold her time, please. Hold her time. Mr. City Attorney.
So we already voted on all the items. You were here too late. So the only thing left is general public comment, Ms. McAllister.
Okay, give her
You've
1
just
minute
got
back.
the 1 minute.
1 minute, please.
I'm speaking on behalf of African Americans. I talked to LASA, and 21,356 illegal alien Hispanics, Latinos, and Asians were placed into shelters and transitional housing, and just a handful of African Americans. Also, there are 300 shelters, and I have a list of all of them. You've opened shelters, but no affordable housing. Ms. Martinez, you wrote a motion for $3 million to help the people who had their rents increased before January 1. Do the people know about that $3 million? Listen, people, if your rent was increased, come to City Hall, see Martinez and your council members. There's $3 million for you all to help you with your rent for November and December. They didn't tell you anything about that. That's why I don't support you. You asked to legalize child prostitution, and now they're kidnapping children, and our children are prostitutes. I never supported you, Martinez.
Thank you.
And I don't support you now.
Mike Greenspan coming up. Okay, he's gone. So members of the audience know that item 4 was continued to tomorrow. Those who are here in item 4, you may have missed the announcement. So we'll be voting on item 4 tomorrow, okay? So, Mike, Adam Smith. Yeah, we announced at the top of this meeting that it would be continued till tomorrow. Mr. City Attorney?
Yes, it was at the very beginning of this meeting, we said that the item was being continued.
Till tomorrow.
It absolutely was announced.
Thank you. Adam Smith is our final speaker on general public comment. Is Adam Smith here? Adam Smith? Okay, so with that, general public comment is closed. With that, Madam Clerk, what's before us?
Council has motions for posting and referral.
Okay, they're posted and referred.
That clears the desk, sir.
Okay, any announcements, members? You are all more than welcome to come to our council meeting tomorrow beginning at 10 a.m., okay? Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Any announcements, members?
Please
Okay,
don't
and-
disrupt the meeting. So let me just remind everybody that we were only required to take 10 minutes of general public comment, and we probably took half an hour's worth. We've
Thank you.
more than satisfied our
Okay,
requirement.
any adjourning motions, members? I'll rise for adjourning motions. To my left. Seeing none to my right. Seeing none, we are now adjourned. Let us go forth and serve the people of the city of Los Angeles. Thank you.
Above all, it is the safest low-priced car in motor car history. But the rest is up to you. After all, the safest motor car can be no safer than the driver at the wheel. The best rule of the road is, don't gamble. Play safe. Drive a Plymouth and drive it with consideration.